following message is presented by Community Gospel Church in Bremen, Indiana. It is our great privilege to share this ministry with you. We in no way intend for this to be a replacement for the local church. It is our prayer that this would serve as a resource to help make Jesus Christ known in our congregation and other congregations gathering across the world. For more information about Community Gospel Church, visit www.communitygospelchurch.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, or maybe it's even good evening for you. Hey, this is Jordan, and we wanted to give you the congregational update video for the month of April. Let's go backwards and let's look at the month of March and talk about what God has done previously that we can celebrate together. Holy Week just happened, and it was fantastic. We started off Palm Sunday talking about Isaiah chapter 53. All of the prophecies in the Old Testament are so rich in regards to Jesus, who he is, what he'll do, how he'll do it. All of those things on Palm Sunday were brought to light in a way where we can really start to pave the road for Holy Week and present the truth of the gospel in a very clear and tangible way. So Isaiah 53, Palm Sunday, something for us to start to celebrate. Moving into Maundy, Thursday, we filled up the gym with people walking through that Seder meal. We had people come from all over the place to participate, to see how Jesus fits into the Old Testament even more from what transpired on Palm Sunday, and then also to see what Jesus did with his disciples and how he instituted things like foot washing, communion, and just fellowship. So always a great service for us to be able to see some things in a way that maybe we haven't seen it before. Moved into Good Friday. Had the opportunity to worship together in a very somber way with our Tembre service that just highlights even more the sacrifice of Christ and what he means to us in regards to the offering of salvation, which moved us into Resurrection Sunday. Fantastic Sunday celebration, sunrise service, and then 10:10 service. We know a lot of you were traveling, a lot of you were away. We understand that. We missed you greatly. We had a lot of people come in too as well. So we missed some family and friends. We made some new family and friends. So kind of silver lining in all of that. Moving into some other things that transpired in the month of March. Women's retreat. People getting connected in regards to our connections ministry, doing some front door work, getting people from the front door into the chairs, and then moving from the chairs to unpacking what it means to be family and how that looks in a congregational setting. Table talk, meeting people, how they got to Community Gospel, asking questions about how we can serve them better, answering questions in regards to what we believe, why we believe it, and giving them the opportunity to see things through a biblical lens. Men's huddles, Quinnia, alone together, all of those things that transpired this past month are things that we can celebrate. Looking into April, our missions focus changes. We are focused this month on Lisa Flores as well as Vicky Brown, ministry to Guatemala as well as crisis and grief care. Both of those ministries, as well as all of our other missionaries, you can find out more information by going to the nursery hallway, checking those things out. So be praying for Lisa and Vicky and just be talking to them about what is transpiring in their ministry. And they would love to tell you how you can get connected in those specific ways. Or you can talk to Pastor John or anybody in regards to our missions team, and they can tell you how you can get more and more connected with our missionaries and how you can pray for them in more specific ways. So those are some things that have gone on in March, and now we're moving into April. And when we're in April, we have a big modification that we need to communicate with you so that you can understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. We are in the last phase of our sanctuary install. Phase 1 was updating all of our sound. We did that. In between phase 1 and phase 2, we updated our seating, moving from pews to chairs, as well as installing new carpet. smells wonderful in the sanctuary. Moving into stage 2, we saw lights come into fruition. So all of our lighting has been updated, and we saw the benefits of that with our Good Friday service and just in our services in general. Moving into stage 3, our cameras now are going to be upgraded. And by cameras, I mean we're moving away from one single camera and into a multiple camera setup. This has 2 arms to it. The first arm is going to be in our live stream. So we're going to upgrade the quality of our live stream, and we're going to have the opportunity to see that in a way that we haven't seen before. Now, our primary goal, is to see people in-house. We want you to come and fellowship in person. Do not forsake the gathering. We realize that there's some people who can't get to Community Gospel Church. There's some people who listen later because they were unable to attend. And there's just some situations and circumstances where people punch in, as well as people who are checking out Community Gospel for maybe the first or second time before they're actually coming to the building. So the live stream is important and does serve a purpose, and we realize that we want to upgrade the quality of not only that stream in regards to audio, but also video. Those cameras will accomplish that purpose. The second arm of upgrading the camera system is to have the ability to connect people in our congregation together. The sanctuary is broken down into 4 sections. You have, if you're standing on the platform behind the pulpit, you have the left section, you have the middle left section, you have the middle right section, and then you have the right section. Now, there are people who are not connected to what is transpiring on the platform because, they can't see. If you're sitting on the left section or the right section, you are constantly looking at the person's back. If you're in the left section or the middle left section, and Bethany, let's say, is at the piano and she is talking, you can't see her. You can hear her, but you can't see her. So you're unable to connect in that way. If we are having a baptism service, what is transpiring at the actual baptism, person going into the water, you can't see that. You can only hope to see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the opportunity to project what is transpiring on the platform on the actual TVs and the projector. Now, if you're sitting in the middle left section or the middle right section, this will be maybe kind of weird to you because you're going to say, I see the person who's right there, and yet they're projected up on the screen. Why would I do that? Well, you have to think in your mind that the person over here is getting the opportunity to, yes, they could see them, it's over there, but they can also now see their facial expressions, they can see what they're saying, and they have a direct on picture to what is transpiring on that platform. So the people on the left and the right, and even some people in the middle sections, have the opportunity to connect in a way that they couldn't connect before. Also, what we're realizing is if you sit in the back of any section, and let's say somebody who's a little bit bigger than you sits in front of you, now you have problems seeing what's transpiring on the platform. You don't have that problem anymore. Now you can see what is transpiring on the platform because they'll be projected on the screens. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, what about like slides in regards to sermon content, or even slides that tell us what to sing? What do we do there? All of that content will still be there. Pretty much how this boils down is anybody who's speaking, you'll see them projected on the screen. Anytime there's a song, you'll see those song lyrics on the screen. Anytime there's sermon content, you'll see that sermon on the screen. So the sermon, for example, will go back and forth to a projection of the person who is preaching, and then to content that is going to be beneficial for you to write down if you so choose. This connects everybody in our sanctuary. This gives us all the opportunity to be connected and to see things in a way that we were never able to see them before. Multiple places use the same dynamics so that people can connect in a way that, again, they couldn't before. This is going to help people who are on the outsides as well as in the back sections be able to connect. So we're really looking at these things as being beneficial and impressing the truths of Scripture on the hearts of people in ways that we couldn't do it before. Now, this whole month, we're working out the kinks on that. We realize that this takes some learning, and are there going to be things that happen that we look at and go, man, we kind of messed that one up? Absolutely. There's going to be times where things glitch? Absolutely. That's part of life. It's part of learning. But where there is learning, there is growth. And so we're continuing to do those things. This is also a call for volunteers. We're looking for people who can do these things in regards to not know how all of those things work. We're not asking that, but we're asking people, can you advance slides? Can you change camera angles? Can you adjust things as they need to be adjusted with proper training? We would love to train you on what that looks like. So if you're interested or curious in serving on one of our media teams, by all means, hit us up, let us know. We'd love to talk to you about that and get you plugged in. This is the same with all of our other ministries: children's, youth, women's, men's, small groups, all of those things. We want to get you plugged in so that you can have a primary place of service as well as a secondary place of service. Moving forward even more into April, May, June, and July, we are anticipating that it will get warmer. So we're going to continue to preach Genesis all the way through April and May. Have some great Sundays coming up there in regards to communion services, and then we have a huge baptism service coming up on May 12th. So mark your calendar. That's Mother's Day. We're going to really celebrate in a great way on May 12th. We have Pentecost, Graduation Sunday. This is a great season at Community Gospel Church as we get excited. The weather's changing, and then we build off of the momentum that we had from Holy Week. Some other things that you can be mindful of. Don't forget about the first Sunday, the corporate hour of prayer. That's April 7th. Looking forward, May 5th. We also have that 2 Kings Bible study that meets in the conference room at 9 o'clock, as well as children's programming and some other offerings too as well. Everything is on the front page of the website. So the big thing we want to communicate this month is obviously the things that are happening and transpiring in the service. We're thankful so much for your patience as we continue to put into practice these things. And we're also just thankful for every gift that you give, whether that's a monetary gift, whether that's a spiritual gift, whether that's a gift to a friend or family member in regards to serving them. All the ways in which you strive to make Christ known near and far are not falling short. We're seeing them, we're watching them transpire. Community Gospel is growing, both numerically as well as spiritual maturity-wise, and that's the one we're most concerned about. When people grow in their relationship with the Lord, they tell people about what is transpiring. And then when they tell people about what is transpiring, the opportunity is to welcome them into the family as well. So we're more concerned here at Community Gospel Church with spiritual growth, then the numbers follow after that. And here's the deal. We can't do any of this without you. So there is a horizontal relationship that we have with one another as we fellowship that, is really parallel. That's a bad word, but is really we can see how well that is based off of our vertical relationship with God. So let's continue to seek to make Christ known near and far in tangible ways. Continue to share the gospel with people who are far from God so they can come to know God, and then continue to edify, to build up one another, continuing to stay positive and see that God is working in and through his people. Love being your pastor, love being able to be here at Community Gospel Church. So excited for what is coming up. Thank you for all the ways you serve, for all the ways that you give. If you have any comments, questions, you need anything, hit us up, let us know. We would love to talk to you. I say it all the time, but I believe it. The best is yet to come. God bless.
Thank you for listening to the Community Gospel Church podcast. If you would like to support this ministry financially, simply log on to communitygospelchurch.com and click the Contribute tab.